The following program was produced by an independent community producer. The opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the ECAT staff or board of directors.
We're coming to you live from ECAT TV.
Too much fun to start. Yeah.
And we're coming to you live from ECAT TV in southeastern Massachusetts. And I have a special guest with me, Krystyne Cheever.
Yes.
She has a show in Quincy. That's how we met.
You know what? Thank you so much for having me, Karen. I'm so excited to be here. Karen and I go way back, not too far back.
Yeah.
But I host a show and produce a show at Quincy Access Television, and that is how Karen and I met. So it's really great to be here.
I'm really happy that you came on.
Yes.
Krystyne's a lot of fun. You can catch her show, All Friends of Cabaret.
Yeah, so let me tell you about my show. It's a show where we profile and feature interesting folks and that are doing creative things. They sing. I've had comedians on. I've had a clown on. I've had models, people that are out there following their passions. And so I've been airing on Quincy Access Television for about 13 years since my son was
way before I was there.
Yeah, so my son was born, and I took the class because I have a theater degree, and so I work my day job, and then I do my shows to stay creative. But I also invite anyone to come on that has a passion or doing something they love, writing a book. I'm nudging her to get her back to QATV to be on the show. But we've had some really interesting interactions with your medium ways at back in Quincy. So I was excited when you asked me to be on tonight.
We were at a banquet one time at QATV. And all of a sudden, I started reading her husband, Al.
Yes.
I started coming through. I won't take because it's personal, but he was like set back and like, how do you know these things? And that's why I tell you guys, don't give me any information, because it's like feeding the medium information.
Right, and not only that, is after that, Al went on your show in Quincy twice. He loved it so much.
I drafted him because it's like babbling on to the TV.
Because my husband has the gift of gab, like myself. We like to talk. But it's the real, but with Al, I think you touch a chord. You touch a chord when you can grab hold of someone. It's amazing. I think your work is amazing.
That's why I had to learn to trust. It takes several years, like I said to you guys, of study. And these are your feelings I'm dealing with as I go along. And I love skeptics, okay? The only thing I don't like, it's okay with you guys, I would rather have a bunch of no's, which we don't really like that much.
No.
But to say I don't understand, than to say yes, and to go to somebody, I don't understand any of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But people are entitled to their opinion. But this is all energy work. It takes from my energy to what, I'm doing and going. And these are your feelings that, it gets very personal.
Yeah, so we were talking about this off air, and we talked about it in the past. I lived in a home that I did feel like the energy would lean in for me to see things in sleep. Is that something that where you're seeing something, if you can share that with the audience?
In your sleep?
Well, just I'm half awake, and I said to her once, I think I saw a fairy. I sound crazy right now, but it's true. I felt like I saw a fairy up on me.
I don't get into that part of it, but the sleep is, I talked to you guys about that the last show, but it's more to have your experience, Krystyne.
Yes.
So that way people at home can understand the gift more.
Yes,
and
okay.
Those are real. They're called visits. The twilight state is that in-between state because you're awake and asleep.
Okay.
And you can't that's when you can accept things more, and your dream is real. It's like, okay, you got to wake up and see. And what happens is when it repeats itself, you have the same dream over again. Those are called visits, and they're trying to get a message to.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, hello. Okay. Yes. All right. Continue, Karen.
They try to get a message across. That's when you have to become the medium.
All right.
And deliver the message. But they'll tell you, it could be in your head. It could be out of your head. Like you're talking to me now.
Right.
That's
right.
exactly what spirit does. But they do that because it's what you can handle at the time. And so that, you can do that where
Right.
with, and sometimes you got to ask, maybe there's a message when they do that you have to give to somebody else.
Oh, that's interesting. That's so interesting. Well, we've really enjoyed getting to know each other over the years, our love for television and being able to share with an audience the stories we want to tell. And your stories are fascinating when you grab someone in a hallway, and I've seen you do it. I've seen her work.
I know.
She works pretty good.
That's like not to be terrible. Bill Grumpy early, who was my
Bill.
one of my teachers. No disrespect, Bill.
Yes.
But when we would be in the hallway, the lights in the hallway. The hallway when you go for Studio A to Studio B.
Quincy Access. Yes.
It would they would be fine all day.
Yeah.
But as soon as I came in, they started blinking off.
Oh,
and Bill would look at me. And I said, it goes with the territory.
Yes. I worked a show with your director, Grace Boucher, dropping names from Quincy now, and Frank, our friend Frank Hogan. And you he's trouble. He's fun. You had callers call in, and you had a guest on. And they read over the phone and could see a pet, a deceased pet. And I was like, it was amazing. You would have the phones calling off the hook. Right. So it was really kind of fascinating to watch.
Like when I draw things on the paper, I draw them now. I didn't do that at Quincy. Maybe the last couple of shows I did.
Yes.
But it just all of a sudden just really started taking off. And it was like, I learned to trust, and I said, it was just amazing when people would call like that because I had no prior knowledge. That's why I asked somebody earlier at the station, please put a graphic up like I used to have on my old show. Don't give me any information.
Do not. Oh, I know. I wrote her something when we were setting for prep in the soap. Don't say anything to me. Stop right there. So I'm hoping that we're going to have a reading tonight, correct? Yes.
I'm going to start, though, too, with your reading.
Yes. Okay.
Because the lady has been around me. I do have an old woman that's around me. I'm getting tall in height and stuff like that.
All right.
And I see the family resemblance. If this is making sense, yes, if you understand, no, if you don't.
Yeah.
It does, okay. She had breathing issues. Like at the very end of the crossing.
Okay.
And it was very hard for her to get around.
Yeah.
And things like that. Tall.
Okay.
Tall and stature.
Okay.
She's with somebody over there that had cancer.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Does that make sense? So I was just like, okay, I'm seeing all this stuff. And she was attractive when she was young, though. Very beautiful.
Okay.
And stuff like everything. Nice and neat. And she actually could have been a model, too.
Okay. All right. Good.
And if you don't understand about the dancing part of it, because I'm feeling grandmother, and I'm feeling she liked to dance when she was young.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Because I see ballet slippers near you.
All right. Oh, you do?
Yeah,
okay.
When I see dance tap shoes, find out if you don't understand. Ask your mom.
Yeah.
Hi,
Mom.
I know you're
and
watching.
I think she'll be watching from Maine.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's from Maine.
Yes,
so, wow.
yes. I think you guys have, much like QATV, the Easton has on their website, a way you can watch anywhere. That's what's so great about the technology. But anyway, I don't want to interrupt you.
But her mouth was very dry with the stuff because she had a hard time eating at the very end.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. Yeah.
And she aged gracefully, though. She did tell me that her legs aren't shaking anymore.
All right.
If that makes sense.
Yes.
Because it was like, oh, that's who was around me.
Yes.
And she felt very like foggy in the head, you know, and stuff like that. So
Okay.
every single piece of hair had to be perfect.
Yes.
You know, one time
okay.
she had curls. And if that's making sense, everything I'm gonna start drawing.
All right. All right.
Every single piece of hair had, and this is called a quick sketch. Every single piece of hair had to be perfect with her because she was as neat as a pen.
Okay.
And yeah.
Yes.
And she also has a baby over there.
Oh, okay.
You know,
yes.
a baby that she had lost.
Okay.
Or somebody had lost, not
Yeah.
but somebody else's.
Yes.
And she's telling me that. Big eyes and things like that.
Yeah.
Hazel.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm just gonna get this on for a second.
And so when you start drawing, it's the vision, the visual of that person. That's what you're drawing right now.
I don't even know what they look like.
Okay.
Visually, it just goes on the paper, so I had
Oh,
to really trust.
interesting. That is so cool.
Yeah.
That is really, really neat.
And she shook, like her hand shook, like because she, you know, had motor skill problems, Krystyne. Does that make sense?
I don't, that part,
Who was
not
the man
so
that
much.
had the shakes?
I don't know if I
Okay,
had.
find out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what's, because you could be reading for my set. Who's coming in? I'll let you.
I'm
do
gonna
you.
have the. I'm gonna have.
Love it.
I'm gonna stick with the grandmother for a little bit here.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That is really, really cool that you're able to do this.
Yeah. And I appreciate everybody sharing their loved ones too. It does take a lot of energy, you know, it's my energy too. So that's like a double-edged sword
Yes.
with when they're coming through. And especially like I said, I've never considered myself an artist. Like I don't have a college degree or I never went to school for any of the art I do.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you just are a natural.
Yeah, natural artist.
The energy just comes in and
And this might not be a grandmother, but it could be someone you know.
yes. Yes. I'm curious because I
But
don't
your
want to say
grandmother's
anything to you.
somebody made beautiful homemade things.
Okay.
Does that make sense? And somebody still has them.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I
Yes.
don't know if that makes sense or not, but I have to give that to. She's making things again,
Oh, okay.
you know, and stuff like that. Because her arthritis is not bothering her anymore. And she didn't tell you guys everything about it with every ache and pain. So you don't know everything, Krystyne, about her.
Right.
I know it's a common name, but I have somebody, Ann, that's around.
Okay.
It could be their middle name, so
Okay.
find out about that.
Okay. Okay.
But I'm Mary too. I don't know if that's,
Okay.
you can understand the name Mary.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do.
Mary's around you too.
Yeah. All
So
right.
just to fill you in there.
That's interesting.
And somebody had cancer. I'm feeling a female
Yeah.
that had passed away. It spread.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So when you do as you're doing this, do you like? And this is for any audience member that would run into you. Would you rather someone say, "Oh yes, that's my this person," or do you like to wait till your drawing is done?
I like to see if you understand who's coming on the paper. And then I can continue because they will move my hand. This is called automatic. They have a thing called automatic writing, I think it is.
Okay.
And I don't know much about that, but you don't know who's controlling your hand.
All right. Oh, interesting. Oh my gosh. This is fascinating.
His face was kind of like heavy set, you know, a little bit with the weight.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm just
I'm
going
going
to
to
use
show
my
who I have
glasses.
so far,
Okay.
if you understand.
Yeah. Yeah, it's coming through. I mean, I'm thinking of a few people.
Okay,
so
but I'm not done yet with their hair.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, you really have a knack for.
Yes, I'm going to put curls. This is a quick sketch, like I said, so I'm going to put curls on her top of her head.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
somebody did have curls, if you could understand that.
Yeah.
Do you understand
Yeah,
that?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
So I have to go like this. I'm not good at the old lady hair stuff. I don't mean to be disrespectful to anybody at home.
No. But this is now coming into picture with.
You know those little curlies, that things that come
yes.
in?
Now I'm like having a dawn on me moment. Yes.
Yes,
I
and it
know.
was pretty white hair.
This person had, it was.
Don't
Nope.
there she goes. Don't tell me
Tell
anything.
you anything. Yeah, no. So I'm just gonna.
I'm just gonna, keep going with the drawing.
Yeah.
She had brown hair. One of the people that's coming through. Mm-hmm. If you could understand that.
I can.
Okay.
Karen, you're.
That's what I do best. I love to freak people out.
I don't know. Yeah. Ding. It's quite amazing when she gets rolling.
Okay. It's like, women out there, when we're females, when you get rambling on,
We have fun.
I can't make them, because I've never had lessons on how to do those kind of curls, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Okay.
She liked to wear the makeup too.
Okay.
When she was younger.
Yes.
We all like to come in looking younger. I tell the old folks, you can't do that to me because they might not know what you looked like when you were young.
Yeah. After I have a few more stories that I'll wait until after you're finished because I know you're working on this one thing. I'm having a wow moment, everybody. I really am. This is this is quite amazing. It really is.
This is who I have so far.
Yes. Yep.
I want to show everybody at
Yeah,
home.
this is amazing. I'm not going to tell you yet. Or do you want me to?
You could tell me when I feel like my hand's starting to slow down. This woman loved flowers, though.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Just, but to have somebody bring them because she wasn't a very good gardener.
Okay. Okay.
You can understand that?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Wow.
This is what they do with me.
Yeah.
I said, like I told you guys a couple ago, why couldn't I have a normal gift? I could be a firefighter, which God bless you guys, because
Well, this is I don't know, this kind of thing, and I'm sure your audience will agree. It gives you hope because when you do lose someone, oh my gosh, it's devastating, right? It's really hard.
It really is, and it's okay to grieve.
Yeah.
It's okay. It does get better, though. You might not think so at that time, but it will get better, especially at holiday time. That's why I wish they had 8 stages of grief,
Yes.
It does get easier at holidays.
Right. And I think the main thing is it is a part of life. We live robustly. Some of us are like blessed beyond measure. We have our families, and when, say, a tragedy happens or an illness, we're not prepared because you think, oh, we're always going to have time, and you
That's
just
not
don't
true.
know. You just
One
hope.
of my friends said to me, which is a good way I've never heard it worded this way before, but life can be like a drop of a dime.
Yes.
You don't know what can happen 1 minute. That's why you always hear me say, live life to the fullest and really take that time to be with each other because you don't know how long your loved one is going to be around. I wouldn't wish, that on anybody, but you just don't know.
Yet I see the hopefulness as she's drawing this picture. I'm like, oh, wow. That someone is out there looking over with, that the afterlife is a
They are watching
Yes.
over us,
Yes.
you know, and it's nice to know, and they are listening in because you've been talking to them. That's what your grandmother's telling me.
Yes.
And you're
yes.
hoping to hear from your grandmother, even
Yeah.
though she started spilling the beans on me.
Right.
That's why I had to get the evidence of what she made with her hands.
Well,
to me, that's what.
yes.
And the prayer books are there too. There, everything is stacked, you know. And
yeah.
I see a hope chest with her.
Okay.
I don't know if that
Okay.
would make sense, but maybe your mom would understand.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Now, what if this is not my relative?
It could be someone else's relative. That
Oh,
you
it
know.
is. It is. I'm like, oh, and I can't wait to
That's
share.
when you get to
'Cause
be
you
the.
said
That's when
that.
you get to be the medium. And I think
Well,
I might
you
know who
had
it's for, but I'm going to let you say.
Huh? Well, you did say that. You said it might, the person coming may not be related to.
For you, but you
Yes.
know the person that this is drawing is for.
Yes, I do.
But if you
I
don't
do.
understand it, please don't do that, you know.
Right, right. No, I feel I probably some of the information I didn't understand, but
The
now
old-fashioned earrings, they're all clip-on
okay,
ones.
yes,
That makes sense, too.
okay, yeah.
And when she was in the room, you knew it. Gotta give her pearl earrings because she wants those. So putting those on.
Now, is she talking to you? Or do you just, it probably doesn't make sense to us sitting here like we see a table and,
But it could make sense to the person who's gonna.
how do you
know
see-
the person?
right, but,
This is-
oh, yes, yeah, are you done?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so this is, and I will have my husband, Al.
I know how to
feel
feel it. You guys would love her husband.
His aunt passed away in the wintertime. His cousin, his
She doesn't
cousin.
need the sweaters anymore, tell him too.
Okay,
You know,
okay.
that would make sense.
And so she passed away, and I don't want to misspeak, but she lived on the South Shore, and her name was Anne. Yes,
There she goes.
there she goes. I was like,
That's what I told. That's what I'm trying to say.
I was like, oh, okay. So I can't wait. What I'm going to do is send this link to Elle's cousins,
Okay.
who are very sad at her passing, but she lived a long time. She lived almost to 90.
But she's not sick anymore. He needs to
Yes.
hear that and
Yeah.
know that I don't need the oxygen anymore.
Yeah.
And that would make sense at the very end.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to show Joe so he can get a close up.
Yeah, it's really remarkable. It's remarkable. When you started drawing the hair, that's when I was like, wait a minute.
Because your
Wait.
grandmother had not white hair.
No, but this
That's-
is,
yeah.
so this is Al's aunt who passed away.
Auntie
This-
Ann.
Yeah, Auntie, yeah.
Auntie Ann.
Yeah, Auntie.
I have to correct it. And she's serving Twinkies, by the way.
All right, all
That
right.
would make
I
sense,
love
too.
it. I love it. I love it. That's really amazing. That's amazing.
That's
Thank
what
you.
spirit art is.
Yes, that's so good. Let me ask you a question now that you finished with that. What is it when you see signals on like license plates? Like my
Okay.
yeah.
I
talk
have
to
a
me.
story I want to share with you
Okay.
guys. This was one I had to do by myself, but I'll share it tonight, Mr. I was at home when I had my house on Palmer Street, and it was it wasn't snowing, but it was cold out and wintry. It was Christmas Day.
Okay.
So this is a fun story, actually, too. All of a sudden, everything in the whole house shut down. The electricity went off, everything, the TV, it was like, okay. And I couldn't figure it out because I looked outside, there was snow on the ground, it was cold out. But I was like, all right. And I said, oh, I know what I have to do. And my ex was there at the time.
Okay.
I said, I have to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah. Get it right this time, Karen. And with that, all the lights came on. Every single one of them came back on, and he just looked at me. And come to find out, my daughter said, Ma, Dad was afraid of you, right? And I'm like, and I'm like, no, but thank you for telling me.
Oh my
Then
gosh.
there was another time when with the feeling that your loved one is going to pass away. I was just on a little vacation with my daughter at a hotel, the same thing happened. The TV set went off and the things went off. And I was like, Michelle looked at me and she said, Ma, I said, I know. Somebody just passed away. And I told her that wasn't right at that time, but somebody had passed away.
Yeah.
I said, I will say some prayers for you. Everything went back on. And sure enough, when I saw my friend the next day, I got a message, my mom passed away. It was earlier in the day, but that could be another sign of your loved one letting you know I crossed over. Is through the light, so pay attention to those.
So when I went, there was right before COVID, there was a windstorm, and ever since can I talk about a deceased person now that you're done? I don't want to say
Outside Al's picture after.
yeah, right. So.
Wait, hold on.
Yes.
I gotta say something.
Okay, go.
Surprise, Al, freaking out again. Your aunt says hello.
Oh, yeah. Al's
She's watching you too, by the way.
What I laugh at is
you got to lay off the sweet she's telling me. You would understand that. That's her talking and telling me her personality, because that's what they do. They share their memories. That person, that'll make sense. Lay off the sweets.
That is hilarious. That is a truth. He likes his
and
sweet
it might be
tooth.
something little, but that's the clencher, is what I'm saying, because I don't know Ann.
Yeah,
I only know Al a little bit from the couple of times he came on my show and stuff like that.
He's not even here and he's on the show. Look at that.
Yeah. He's a star.
He's a star. Al Cheever. So I would always see my grandmother's initials on license plates. Mm-hmm. And a lot after she passed many years ago, and I still do.
Was this who?
My grandmother.
Okay.
My own grandmother. So one time I saw them a lot, and I was like, why am I like, I was then in an area the next day. So I saw it like 3 times, boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, what is she trying to tell me? I ended up going on this balcony after the windstorm, and the ledge was open. If I had leaned on it, I would have fallen off. I'm not kidding. Mm-hmm. And it startled me a bit. Luckily, it was fine. I saw it. I didn't fall. But then I thought, do they try to reach you?
Yes, they do. Ways? And the guardian angels do, true. And I'm not into that, but I'm a firm believer, because I always ask Archangel Michael to protect me before I do this work. But I forgot tonight. Yeah. But
that's why my mic maybe was off a little bit. No, just kidding.
And they will do that, but our spirits our loved ones on the other side are watching us, keeping us safe that way too, and they're protecting us, letting us know.
Yeah.
So that is another way. Numbers are the same thing.
Yeah.
Pay attention. That's good you paid attention, because that's just another form of way they communicate is through number sequences.
And then how do you understand that? Because when I saw the license, okay, I see your name, I see your name, I see your name. Then I don't want to look at that as a negative. Mm-hmm. However, it saved me a bit. I mean, I feel like I connected the two. Mm-hmm. But what is that? How do you then become a person that can go, oh, that means this? Or you just, it's the unknown. I don't know.
Trust.
Yeah, okay.
It became a lot of trust, and believe me, it's study, because there is a place you can go in Quincy called the First Spiritist Church of Quincy, located at 40 West Street.
Oh, really?
And in Quincy. And there's a bunch of them. You just got to go online and look up and find what's best for you, what one you like. Mm-hmm. But I was fortunate enough to have 2 very good reverends that helped me out.
Okay.
And they taught me, it's just a trust thing.
Oh, right. You trust it.
And they will see that, and they will try to warn you and help you. They're not there physically, but your experience with the way that happened.
Yes, it was really alarming. It shook me for a little while. And then one more story, because we love this story. It's right there, fun. I had a dream one night where someone was like, get on the phone, there's bad news. So I made myself wake up. I did not feel good. And then a family member of my sister, an in-law, passed away suddenly. But the dream that morning, I woke up and I said to my husband, I said, I don't have a good feeling. Now, is that, it wasn't a certain spirit coming in.
It was more like a premonition.
That's
of what
different.
was happening.
Right, that's different, right, than when I said I saw fairies floating in my room. And then you're all saying, is she crazy?
For you all out there who was open to the fairy realm, there you go. Go see Krystyne. But I like the fairies too. So, but no, that is them. Like the story I just shared with you about the hotel.
Yeah.
It was them just letting you know I'm not here anymore.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. No, that's amazing.
And I'll share a story too.
Yeah.
I lost my sister way back when, and my father, who was 80-something at the time, she lived in Jamaica. She was an artist, and she decided just to up and leave. She passed away.
Mm-hmm.
So my father, who was, no one should have to go through this, by the way. Of course, you have to go through customs and everything because it's out of the country to go bring his daughter home to bury her decently and everything like that. So I was in the kitchen, doing my dishes. You know how, unless you have the AC on or the fan, all of a sudden I felt this breeze of the wind come in.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, you're home. And then a half an hour later, I got a call. Your father's back, from Jamaica with your sisters, And so somehow she was letting me know and, feeling I had the whole experience of,
Yes. Now let's go to the dream segment. I'll ask you a few questions about that because I do find it fascinating. So it seems like there are people who have deceased relatives, they don't see them in dreams. I tend to see them in dreams. I've seen different members.
Don't tell me anything, because there she goes again, telling me.
No, but I
have
see
the
them in
graphic
dreams. So, but sometimes they don't talk in dreams.
No, they can tell it telepathically, where you can get the messages. Like it's that way with me too. Where like that's why I had to go to school, and I finally said, okay, all bets are off. I just had to learn to trust what I was getting. And they'll figure out a way to communicate with you, and telepathically, that's real. Yes, you can look it up online again.
Yeah, no,
I'll go to your local library too.
That's really, really neat. Well, the internet too is great.
That's how I found out a lot of stuff.
You can watch a lot of different shows. This show, shows on YouTube where you can really
find out a lot of information, sometimes too much information.
I know.
But, it's self-education when you don't have somebody there to have the answers of what is going on with me. Like, I don't like to have any negative energy around me. That's why I see my stones on the table.
Yes, explain those to me. That's something, they're just positive. Tell me about them.
With the negative, because anytime negative, I'm 64 years old, so I don't want to feel anybody's stuff, any negative stuff. You get, you older folks that are seniors out there, God bless you, but, you don't have time to deal with the stuff anymore that's useless. It's your stuff, but, you get to that point where you don't want to feel, anything bad or negative, and that's why I said, I don't like any negative energy. Like, I have another one at home, but this was given to me by my friend's sister, and it has an eye on it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Let me put my
I'll give it to you.
Glasses
Don't
on.
mind me.
Yeah. But, okay. And what does it stand for?
It stands to keep your negative energy away.
Okay.
And stuff. When we're dealing with mediumship like I do, you don't know what you're going to deal with. That's why I always ask the angels to protect me.
Okay.
And the white light to surround me and protect me and keep me safe.
And you do that every day?
Every day, especially when I do the mediumship and say prayers.
Okay.
But I have some from Turkey.
Oh, yeah, this is really pretty. This is really nice, too.
It's rose quartz.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So it's all about using it in a positive way,
in a positive way, and it does work.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, it was funny because I had one on at the time I went to, and it kept all the negative people away from me. Because, like I said, I'm at the age where I don't want, to hear it anymore.
Yes.
And you guys know with everything that's going on in the world,
it's tough
crazy out there. You know?
And I think as much as the internet is a wonderful place, it can be very kind of negative.
Oh, yeah.
So
with bad stuff on it, too. Yeah.
We have the choice.
We have our free will.
Yes, of what we're going to take in
Mm-hmm.
and what we want to put out
Accept.
there and
Mhm.
accept.
Mhm.
Right. Sometimes it's the acceptance that's hard. I
Yeah.
think that's the harder.
That's the harder part of the whole thing,
Yes,
you know.
yes.
Like I tried to fluff this off, the mediumship. I tried to fluff it off. And I said,
Okay.
the priest said to me, and a Catholic priest,
Mhm.
he said, but it's a gift. I said, but the other priest put me down and stuff like that. He said, you go out like that. But he said, it's a gift you have. It's a special gift from God. So I had to learn like a long time to trust,
Right.
you know.
Right.
And
And
when
how long have you feel like you've had this your whole life?
I've had the gift my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
And like I shared in another show, I found out when I was 12 years old. Oh, actually, this is for my first Holy Communion at St. Catherine's in Norwood.
Oh, okay.
Actually,
a little plug for Norwood tonight.
and I felt, you know, when I made my first Holy Communion,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I felt like I wasn't alone.
Mm-hmm.
And I went in the church, you know, with the kids we all possessed, and you know how it was back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And now my age is showing more, but that's okay. I made it. And we went in, and the nuns were the habits back then too.
Oh, geez.
And my mother, who is 92 years old, remembers this too,
Yeah.
like it was yesterday, said to me, there was one nun that was there, and she leaned over and said, there's something special about you. Very, very special.
Okay.
And she knew that I had a gift. And the gift is not about me. It's to deliver the message to the living, you know,
Yes.
from the people that had passed away into heaven and the afterlife.
Yeah.
And my mother remembered that till this day, that
Wow.
she's now 92.
Yeah. Wow.
And yeah, so it was like that. Then later on in life, I was like 12 years old, and I went to my Uncle Nicky's wake.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, of course, the clear sentience part, you feel like somebody's going to come up out of the casket, not to be disrespectful, but say, hi,
right.
how's
It's
everybody doing?
It's overwhelming. And,
And those are real too, by the way, because you feel in the presence of the deceased loved one at the funeral,
oh,
so at the
okay.
wake that you're going to. And I went up and said some prayers. All of a sudden, I started feeling chest pain. And I'm like, there's my 3 aunts over in the crowd, kind of bawling their eyes out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm like sitting there going, being 12, I'm fine. Stop telling them to stop crying. I'm fine. I'm not in any more pain. I didn't know what he passed away from. I just knew my favorite uncle was gone. And I was very
And
sad.
you shared that message with them.
Yeah, I went over to them after I said my respects and prayers. I said, okay. And I might be a little weary about going to wakes after this, but I'll go. And I went over to them, and there they all were in the corner. Little Karen came over. And you need to stop crying. My uncle's telling me to tell you this. And they all looked at me.
Like that.
And I said, I don't have any more pain in my chest. My aunt just looked at me and said, your uncle died of a heart attack, he had a massive heart attack. How did you know that? I said, I have no clue. All I know is I was here, he was telling me. And that's when that part of the telepathic communication came in that way.
Yeah.
So that's
and you
when,
were that young.
yeah.
So I have 2 children. I have my daughter Fiona. She's in high school. You knew them when they were little.
Oh yeah. I
And
was like,
you-
wow.
yeah,
Next thing you know, I will be walking her down the aisle.
Yeah, exactly. And my son, he plays hockey and he's 13. So
And they won the bronze medal, yeah.
Yes, in Lake Placid.
Congratulations.
Yes, his team from Weymouth did. So the thing is he's getting to an age where he likes the scary movies. So we put on, which I'm sure you love this movie, The Sixth Sense.
Oh, that's my favorite.
And I won't say what happens in the movie in case some of you haven't watched it, but go watch The Sixth Sense. It's a wonderful movie. It came out in like 1999.
Yeah, now our age is starting to show.
Yeah, right. But it's a wonderful kind of story about all that you're talking about. And my son was like blown away by it at his young age.
And
so
that's wonderful because if things experiences, I said it in my last show, kids make wonderful mediums. When you're going through the stage in life with the puberty years and all that, that's when it can take off. Don't say that's not happening if you're open to it.
If you're open to it. Yeah.
And just say it's okay. you know, like I would get curious, like, who's around? Like I tell my daughter Michelle, because she's like me.
Yes, yes.
But I said, don't tell me anything. You know, I'm going to be doing a reading for somebody. And
Do you ever connect with each other like, hey, I'm getting this or you're getting
oh
that?
yeah, we had a heated discussion about that last night. You can't tell me anything. And she got a little flustered with that, but I said, you can't, because you know why. We've just had this feeding the information. Our buddy Frank did that one night when I was doing the show.
Yes.
But that's a no-no in my world, to do
Right.
that, you know, to tap into somebody else's, because he's, you know, like me, but in a different way.
Right,
But
right.
your son, that was wonderful, because it touched him,
Yeah,
you know. And I think he has a little bit of a gift with it, too.
Oh, you think so?
Oh,
Frank?
yeah,
Our friend
Brendan.
Frank. Oh, Brendan, my son. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Maybe not right now, but maybe older, because it touched him. He's curious about the spirit world.
Yes,
So-
yes, he is. Yeah,
You know.
she knows her stuff.
Mhm.
She.
And Fiona might be into the killing end of it
Okay.
later on, but
Okay.
I just won't get into that part of it.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
you know,
yeah. No, that's
yeah.
great. I mean, it's such a fascinating subject.
oh yeah,
You know, it is.
it is, and you know, I always say there's a difference between a psychic and a medium.
Mhm.
You know, and I
Oh, okay, so what's the psychic reads
reads
the
the
future.
cards,
See if I pass
past,
the
present,
test.
future.
Okay.
I just deal directly with the afterlife.
Okay, right. Okay.
Actually, they came to me. They gave me no choice. He could control it though too.
But do they give warnings of like Aunt Anne giving Al the warning, put that cookie down?
Well, he knows. He knows his diet.
yeah.
He knows the doctor spoke to him too. And you know that I'm right about that. But we find a way to cheat. He should cheat once a week. I don't give medical diagnosis.
No, I
That's
bet you
that's a
don't.
no into
No.
my world.
No.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So
No,
I don't
no,
do that.
no.
That's your
It's-
doctor to
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. Well, yeah, because you don't. That's yours is about the energy and the message that's coming through from that person in terms of they're with you and they're watching over you, and life is going to happen as we live it, right?
And Aunt Dan is wishing somebody happy birthday.
Okay.
That's coming up in June. Not right now.
Oh, that'd be me.
Huh?
That's my birthday.
Happy birthday from Alexandria. Early.
Early. Thank you. Yeah. My birthday's in June, and so I mean, all of this is just so neat, and then so psychic is telling the future. A medium is what you do.
Is what I do.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. And do you ever predict, like, this is so simple, if someone's having a baby, if you definitely know it's a boy or a girl?
No, that's
No,
a psychic. That's more the
that's
psychic's
psychic.
job.
Oh, psychic bucket. Okay, got
I mean,
it.
I don't say how the birth is going to go or anything like that, because I wouldn't do that.
No, you
know,
don't
You know
know.
what I'm saying? But that's more
Yeah.
the you know, a psychic or whatever. But you got to, even the psychics have to be careful with that stuff when they tell stuff too. You know.
So now, do you have? Are you seeing anything else? I'm not going to have you do a drawing or anything, but do you have any other?
I have someone young that's been around that passed away, and
Okay.
he might not be for you, but it could be
Okay.
for somebody at home too.
Mm-hmm.
He is average height, 5'7",
All right.
but today that's not considered really old. Slicked back hair like Elvis kind of style,
Okay.
you know, and
To think about that. Okay.
yeah, that's okay because somebody at home might understand, or Al, or
Yeah.
somebody in the family. So this is when you have to be the messenger.
Yes.
His passing was really quick,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and he's responsible for his own life.
Oh, what does that mean?
He committed suicide.
Oh.
So
Yeah, and it's sometimes you see people that may not have a huge connection.
no,
Does that happen too?
that has happened not that often.
Not that often.
We love it when they're all yeses, of course. You know, any medium
of
does.
course.
You know.
Yes.
And but sometimes, like now, that'll come in, but maybe somebody at home knows who it is. And they could call my next show and say,
Yeah.
if that was me, you know,
Yeah. That's a tough one too.
Yeah, and I have a lot of suicides that do come through. It is very tough.
Yes.
You know, and that's what I have to put
Do
myself
you
out
the
of it.
age of that? Do you know
Huh?
that person you're talking about? The age.
The age is 30.
Okay.
30 years old.
All right.
Mhm.
Yeah, you always hate that must make you feel down. But do you always feel kind of energized when you're able to connect?
Oh yeah, I feel energized anyway. So it's like,
You've got a lot of
when that happens, I get like, energized, and then it could be where your energy's kaput afterwards.
Yeah. Oh, right.
And there is a female that's around you that loves to mascara.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's just sometimes they'll transform to people too. When I see that, she's okay now.
Yeah. Okay.
She's wanting me to tell you that.
All right.
Because I'm like sitting there saying, I got to tell Krystyne. And she's like, okay, but she's got very gabby. And you would understand that coming from her.
Yeah.
Loved the makeup, the whole 9 yards.
Yes,
But
yes.
loved the mascara and like to do the
Uh-huh.
you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
It's like the Cleopatra type of thingy. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
just her way of interpreting how she loved to wear her makeup.
Yes,
So
yes.
she did that with you. I said, I want to freak Krystyne.
I love it. I love it. Oh,
But she's okay, and she's half the life of the party.
oh, yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, and she's wearing like a trooper too. Very colorful with the words, and you would understand that too. She's telling me that. And you have a bunch of people around you, and you know that's so you know who that is that's coming in.
Yes.
And she said she's not sick. And they're all die of something. We all die of something, because some lady called me up one time and started chewing me out. But people are in pain. Yeah, from QHEV. A long time ago, when I first started, and I said, look, it can either be general knowledge or they get into it, but somebody dies of illness. Well, you might be like, but it'll be a lot of meaning to the person that's getting the reading, though. It'll mean a lot.
Yes,
you
yes.
know, so.
Well, that's the thing. We have, when you think about these types of things, like we talked about before, it does give you hope. It does
give you hope.
Because it's so final.
It's final, but it's when it's our time to go, and it is final.
Yeah.
When it's the end, it's like, it's the end. So when you go home, give your loved one that extra hug.
Right.
Because you don't know when life itself is a gift.
It is.
It is a gift.
It
You
is.
know, if you have your health, you have everything.
No, that's great.
know?
That's great.
And if when someone is feeling sorry for yourself, I think of people that have cancer or die from cancer. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So
No, as long as you're up and going and all,
yeah,
all
and
sorts of things.
and mediumship is a gift. It's real.
Mm-hmm.
These are people's failings that you're dealing with, and your friend is putting the music on loud with the old records.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because I'm seeing the old stuff. They call it vinyl now or something.
yes.
But these are the real deal.
Okay. Yeah.
From back in the day. She has the windows open.
Fresh air.
Yeah, fresh air
Yes,
from what
yes.
she was doing.
Yeah.
You would know what I mean with
Yeah,
that too. So, but nothing bad or anything.
Okay,
you,
yeah.
you understand that, right?
mhm.
So I love when they do that with me, because I have no way of knowing.
Right.
You know.
Right.
But she
Yes.
said to me, she said, "I'm not in any more pain. Let her know."
That's good.
Because you were
Yes.
wondering about
Yes.
her a little bit too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
No, and it's like you're right. We're all gonna go with something, right? It's not. It's,
And everybody has their own gift. You just got to find it. I tell my daughter Michelle all the time.
Well, and I think if you're a person that thinks, and I think we all do it, everything's like the tangible straight line. It's got to go a certain way, and controlled.
Mm-hmm.
But here, as I'm sitting with you, it's very free flowing and very open.
Yep.
But sometimes it doesn't make sense, because like the certain dreams I was telling you about, or the message I know that came from the license plates was like, oh, speaking of those license plates, so I had Fiona.
And there was one with 7s on it.
Yes.
Sevens,
I was
three
just
of
going
them.
to tell you.
3 of them.
One that I got in the mail.
That's angels too. I'm not into the angel stuff, but like I said,
Gosh,
a
I've
protector.
got some good stuff on my side. I like it. I like what I'm running by you. So I had to go back to work, and I was really bummed out because I had the baby, and I was like, maternity leave was over, and we got a new car, and it needed a license plate. So I was like, all right, I ordered a random one. Didn't put the numbers, didn't pick it. Okay, this was great. I pull it out, and it had my birth year, and it had my grandmother's nickname, which is what I see all the time.
Who's Boo Boo?
Oh,
Boo Boo, like Ubu, or it's something with the B or something.
All right, I'm gonna have to run that by someone.
Okay, is that making sense? I don't know if you have to, but let me know because I'm getting Boo Boo. Like I have to give that to you.
Okay.
Like Yogi Bear and Boo Boo, too, like something like that. I have to give that to you.
All right. Yeah. So I mean, that was in my generation. I would say that there was a 7 on the license plate. I won't fully age myself, but
and the 7s, by the way,
yeah.
that's the Afterlife watching over you too.
Really?
Yeah, there's messages
so
from
when
the
I
afterlife
opened
with heavens. Yep.
Yeah. So with my grandmother's name, she had a nickname.
No, don't tell me anything.
No,
There she goes again. We got to get graphics made up,
Joe. You're
Joe.
gonna pull the hook on me sooner than later.
Is it over?
No. I'm trying to think. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I'm gonna convince Karen to come up and be on my show. We've always said that you were going to do that, even as a Quincy resident. But this is a beautiful studio here in Easton. What a nice studio you have here.
Oh, it's wonderful, and all the staff. I want to thank the staff.
Yeah,
Is the hour
9? Yeah.
Is it still on?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
sorry about that, but I wasn't sure if
Yes.
I want to thank the ECAT staff for taking time out to come help me to film my show.
Right, and on a night of a Bruins playoff.
Oh, the Blue Bruins.
Yes.
I'm glad. No
I'm
disrespect to anybody at home, but I'm glad about the Rangers losing. My New York relatives wouldn't like me that much anymore.
No, but it is exciting.
It is. I think the Bruins are gonna
do it. Although
something.
She doesn't predict. But
no, but I don't predict, so I could be wrong. So don't go betting the horses or anything like that.
Yeah. So no, it was great, and my show is, and I'll tell your viewers, I am on, if you don't mind me sharing how they can get a hold of me. My Facebook page is All Friends Cabaret. I've had a lot of South Shore residents and groups on my show. You don't have to live in Quincy, just like I don't live in.
That's why she's trying to get me to come on,
guys.
But I'll have the Eastern followers watching.
Yes. Well, what's awesome about my show, it's also live streamed, and I put it on YouTube as well. So if you have a talent to share that's of a creative nature, you're writing a book, you're a singer, you're doing a play with some of your community theater, give me a call. And my thing is it's about sharing the story to connect with others about how you can be creative and follow your passions. I work a full-time job. I'm raising my 2 kids. I'm busy with my family. Yet this has been a passion, and COVID really put the pause on it for a while.
With everybody.
I also host the Quincy Access Television's Flag Day Parade. That's going to be on the weekend of June. It's on June 10th this year. You can watch it on the Quincy live stream, and they have the parade every year. And I host that with Joe Catalano, who's a wonderful host.
Wonderful. And these guys are just as good, though.
Oh, I bet. So it's a wonderful.
Adam and everybody.
So
Abby,
I'm at
everybody.
All Friends K on Instagram. You'll find my show there. And also on Facebook, All Friends Cabaret. And I'm going to be posting some fun pictures of our.
And before I forget, I got to say, our loved ones are gone but not forgotten, and just a thought away.
Yes,
I just wanted to tell you guys that too. So
it's such a pleasure to be on your show.
And I was so thankful for you coming and to be on too.
Well, it took a while. It does.
It does take a while.
We've been in touch quite a bit. Like, can you do this weekend, or what do we do? And getting it up and running. And I think it's great that you do the show here. I've been grabbing these stones, having this whole time. It's been really a nice show tonight, and I can't wait
to show Al.
Oh,
hi, Al! Surprise again!
You're not even here, but you're on the show, and it was great to see this photo. Just blew me away. It really did. I was like, oh.
And by the way, last night, guys, when she emailed me, it was like 12:30 or something, and I was finishing up the good parts of my autobiography because I'm a night owl, so I burned the midnight oil a little bit. So
you had written to me a few hours before, and I had put my phone. I was getting ready for bed. I stayed up late, and it was like midnight, and I was like, and I had an event at work, so I was kind of at home unwinding, and I'm like, oh, she wrote to me. I said, I'm going to write her back real quick. writes right back to me, and I'm like, whoa, I didn't think she'd answer me till 11. This woman's always working. Always.
I'm a stay-at-home mom, retired.
Yes, but you're always got you're moving. Can you do the show? Can you do the show? And I was really glad that I could come on.
Well, it was fun, and if anybody wants to come on, feel free to call the station too. That way, the station knows when my next show is on.
Yes. How often do you film?
Once a month.
That's awesome.
So,
That's awesome.
yes.
So at QATV, we can arrange to film during a weeknight, and it's kind of at what we plan and with the station, in kind of agreement with the station. But my YouTube channel has a ton of kind of really unique, fun shows that you can watch of what I've done.
She does. It's really fun, and it's like fun to see fun, happy stuff,
Yeah,
on and out
it's
with
really,
positive
and
stuff.
the goal is to connect people. So I always ask the person, like, how did you get your idea? How would you encourage others? And all the things they say that the creative artists have said. I've even had a Krav Maga fighter on, and an instructor, and he was awesome. He showed me some moves. It was really fun. Yeah.
Yeah, because you had a guest years ago that was he did art or something.
Yes.
And I think it was like 10 years ago. I don't know.
Oh,
It was
well,
far
yeah, I've
back.
been doing it a while.
And we got talking outside the studio, actually,
Yes.
and I didn't draw anything. But I said, I can relate to building when you have to build on it,
Yes.
because art's a lot of work,
Right,
and you
it
got to build
is.
and stuff like that and layer it and all that. And it was interesting talking to him.
Yes.
And I think it's Chapstick or something like that.
Yes,
Was the name of that?
yeah, that's my brother, Frank.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And it was very interesting talking to Frank.
Yes.
Is it? Should I close?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. So,
I'll just watch the calendar for the next show. It'll be live, and it'll be Colin's show. And like I said, if anybody
they'll
wants to come
call
on,
in to you.
yeah, I think that'll be in the other
Yes.
studio. Here's,
Yeah.
they're going to have guests on like yourself.
That's awesome.
But I want to thank you for inviting me into your homes, and I want to thank Krystyne for coming
It was
on.
so fun being on the show tonight. What a great station. You're wonderful.
Oh, and these
Thank
guys
you
are
so much.
fantastic too.
No,
you
the
know?
and you do a wonderful job bringing hope to people. I like that. That stuck with me for the hour. So thank
Yes.
you for having me on the show
Thank
tonight.
you for coming.
And reach out to
And
me.
Al too.
Yeah,
Even
oh,
though
we gotta say goodbye to Al
and
again.
Krystyne's mom.
Yes, yes,
And our
thank
loved ones are gone but not forgotten. And just a thought away. And take the time to tell that special someone that's here that you love them. And, just because our deceased people they're looking down from heaven in the afterlife,
Makes
they hear
feel
you to
good.
say, I love you.
Yes.
Or
That's
anything
so
like
nice
that.
And warm. That's wonderful. Thank you, Karen.
So thank you, Krystyne.
Yeah.
And thank you, everybody, too.